We're at the site of a Cessna Citation crash. It crashed off of Madonna Road behind the post office in the field. As of yet, it's still early on in the incident investigation. So far, 4 bodies have been located. It appears that at this time that the crash was caused because of a missed approach into the San Luis Obispo County Airport.
The branches are broke off about 3/4 of the way up in that big tree to the left there. We come through there, clipped the tree there. There's parts of the plane in the front yard of the little house there. Parts of the plane underneath this orange utility truck. And then came right through up here. If you can see, there's a point of impact where all the bark is off of the tree there. Went through, and once it hit here, witnesses say it disintegrated and exploded, and when it hit the ground it was on fire and in pieces.
And there is jet air on the roof, is that correct?
They believe so. The first wing that they lost dumped fuel on top of the house there. It didn't, from the witnesses' account, it didn't catch fire until after impact here. Then there was an explosion.
As you can see, this is a high impact crash. There's a lot of debris scattered over a relatively large area. It wasn't the same high impact as, say, the PSA crash. Their parts are still in sizable pieces, and the bodies are still pretty much intact. This aircraft part here is about the most farthest piece of debris from the crash. I think we're looking at about 150 yards for the total size of the crash. We'll try to come up with a real number later, but you can see that the crash crosses quite a distance. We're about a 1.5 miles from the airport. The initial response was from San Luis City and County Fire. San Luis City arrived first. There was some question as to whether it was in the city response area or in the county response area, and that was quickly established on that it was in the county response area. However, the city made an aggressive attack on what ground fire there was and extinguished it, which helped in scene preservation. The command of the incident functioned in this manner. Upon arrival, San Luis City was the incident commander. They were the first fire department on scene. When it was established that it was in the county response area, County Fire took command, Engine 21. When Chief Pisano arrived as the division chief, he assumed command and coordinated with Sheriff's Office, San Luis PD, Coroner, and City Fire. Once the fire is extinguished, the progression is to turn the incident over to Sheriff's Coroner, because it is no longer a fire problem or a rescue problem. It then becomes a body recovery and possibly a crime investigation. However, in this incident, it doesn't appear to be that way. Once all the bodies have been identified and are recovered, the incident will probably be turned over to the National Transportation Safety Board. You can see this is a tail section of the aircraft. We were able to find this pretty early on in the incident and establish the N number. The N number on this plane was N79 Delta Delta. And with that information, the Sheriff's Office was able to contact FAA and get a flight plan to determine how many victims were on board the aircraft. They were told that there was 5 people on board. However, we've only located 4, which may mean that there's another one out here, or that only 4 people really got on the plane.
This is an emergency rescue and access guide and firefighting procedures for a Cessna aircraft. The aircraft that we were dealing with today is a Cessna 500 series. It just gives brief details on the things that would be pertinent to you as an initial responder, where hazardous materials may be located if there is any, oxygen sources, high pressure bottles, hydraulic systems, cut-in areas for rescue if there was a rescue problem, the opening and procedures for the emergency and the normal access doors. Also, we used it today in locating the ELT, which is the emergency locator transmitter, and where it was installed on the aircraft. We found that it was installed in the tail area, and we went to look for it near the structure. It was on the ground, the tail structure was on the ground, and found the ELT very close to that area. It's just general information that helps you take some initial actions on this page that shows how to disconnect the battery, for instance, and where it's located. It's very brief, but it just gives you some specific help on what you need to do.
Don has just located the emergency locator transmitter. You can see it's an orange rectangular box with an, I think there's still an antenna attached to the top of it. Oh, it's a carrying strap still attached to it. And he's going to turn that off, and we'll show you how to do that.
ELT, it was in the armed position. I turned it to the off position, and that's all there is to it.
Where's the switch?
It's right here. The small toggle switch in between the antenna and the power leads.
As you can see, it took quite a bit of impact. There was fire right where we're standing. We're standing where Jay is still lingering in the soil, and there's a lot of fire damage. So the ELT is able to withstand quite a bit of destruction and still operate.
We're just plotting where certain item of evidence and victims are located in the scene.
Okay.
Just doing an overall scene diagram documenting those different points.
This sheriff's coroner is using stakes with flagging on it to mark important items such as body parts or bodies or equipment that might be noteworthy, such as a gauge, the emergency locator transmitter, things like that.
Satellite Road past the schoolhouse.
Okay, as you can see, the sheriff's officers are walking abreast. They're going to scan the whole crash site. They're looking for personal items that belong to the victims and also body parts. One advantage we have on this crash site is that it crashed into a furrowed field, which makes it easier to grid off.